You ever sit back and ask yourself, why do men cheat on the women who love them most? Like, seriously, why betray the person who cooks, prays, sacrifices, forgives, and stands by them when the whole world turns its back? Honestly, I have no idea how many times I've heard women cry, I gave him everything, and he still cheated. And just between you and me, the shocking truth about unfaithful men is that it's rarely about the woman at all. It's not about her beauty, her body, or even her loyalty. It's deeper, uglier, and way more complicated. So in today's video, we're diving into the psychology and sociology behind unfaithful men. I'm going to share research-backed reasons, everyday examples, and a couple of stories you're probably going to see yourself in. And trust me, by the end, you won't just understand why men cheat, you'll know how to protect your heart, rebuild trust if you want to, and walk away if you have to. Let me introduce you to Angela. Angela is 36, a mom of two, and in what people thought was a dream marriage. She and her husband, Daniel, went through marriage counseling once when he started pulling away, but she believed they had worked things out. She knew his love languages, acts of service and physical touch, and she tried to speak them daily. But one night, Angela's world shattered. She discovered text messages, late-night breadcrumbing to another woman, compliments, jokes, even plans to meet up. The betrayal felt like a knife. And the worst part? Daniel swore he loved Angela. He said he didn't even want the other woman. It was just texting. Sound familiar? Angela's story isn't unique. Whether it's ghosting after months of situationships, gaslighting after being caught, or full-on affairs, infidelity is one of the biggest relationship problems women face in modern dating and marriage. But here's the thing. If we don't understand why men cheat, we can't protect ourselves. So let's break down the shocking truth point by point. Here's the thing. Most unfaithful men don't cheat because they'll be stopped loving their partner. Love psychology shows us many men cheat because of ego. They want validation, attention, and the thrill of feeling desired. It is kind of like a man who already has a house but still scrolls real estate listings. He doesn't actually want to move. He just likes the fantasy of what else is out there. Angela's husband admitted this later. It wasn't about her. It was about how she made me feel, like I was special again. And while that sounds pathetic, it's actually common. Men with low self-esteem or unresolved insecurities use infidelity as a temporary band-aid, but instead of fixing the wound, they create a bigger one, shattering the trust of the woman who actually loves them. Also, emotional unavailability creates cracks. Let's be real here. A lot of men are emotionally unavailable. They don't know how to communicate in relationships, they don't understand emotional intelligence in relationships, and they avoid vulnerability like it's the plague. So what happens? When life gets hard, stress at work, financial pressure, personal insecurities, instead of leaning into their partner, they escape. There is that stage of escape, where he is all about getting his finances right and working hard. And sometimes, that escape is another woman or attention portal that does not have any idea about his insecurities. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it explains the pattern. Studies show that men with avoidant attachment styles are more likely to cheat. Why? Because closeness feels suffocating, but distance feels freeing. So they chase novelty while ghosting emotional intimacy with the person at home. Point 3. Lack of boundaries leads to slippery slopes. Believe it or not, most affairs don't start with a plan. They start with poor boundaries. The friendly coworker who gets too much personal info. The old flame who pops up on social media. The woman who starts with harmless jokes but ends with midnight confessions. Here's the way I see it. If a man doesn't know how to set boundaries in relationships, cheating isn't an accident, it's an eventuality. That's why situationships feel so unstable, and why love bombing can turn into betrayal. Without boundaries, temptation becomes opportunity. Angela told me later that Daniel always dismissed her concerns about his friendship with a woman at work. She felt something was off, but every time she asked, he accused her of being insecure. That's gaslighting 101. And sure enough, that friendship was the doorway to betrayal. Point 4. Men struggle with long-term intimacy. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Many men know how to chase, but not how to sustain. The dating advice culture teaches men how to get the girl, but not how to keep the relationship alive. So what happens after the honeymoon phase fades? Some men panic. They interpret normal shifts, less texting, fewer date nights, more responsibility, as something's wrong. Instead of learning how to fix a relationship, they start searching for that dopamine rush elsewhere. It's why ghosting, breadcrumbing, and even modern dating culture can feel so toxic. Men mistake excitement for love. And when real love shows up, routine, consistency, partnership, they disrespect it, thinking they've lost the spark. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. When infidelity happens, the relationship is damaged. Signs of a toxic relationship often show up: secrecy, defensiveness, emotional withdrawal. And for many women, walking away is the healthiest choice. But here's the surprising part. Research shows that with marriage counseling, emotional intelligence in relationships, and clear boundaries, some couples actually rebuild trust. It's not quick and it's not easy, but it is possible. The key is accountability. If a man is genuinely remorseful, willing to change, and transparent moving forward, some women find healing. But if he's gaslighting, minimizing, or blaming, you already know the answer. At the end of the day, you can't fix a relationship alone. Women, you have to protect your hearts. Okay. So if you're listening right now, nodding because you've been Angela, here are some relationship tips to carry with you. Trust your intuition. If something feels off, ghosting, breadcrumbing, late-night work calls, don't ignore it. Set boundaries early. Make it clear what respect looks like, and don't bend when he tests it. Know your attachment style. If you're anxious, learn how to self-soothe so you don't tolerate toxicity. Pay attention to how he communicates. How to communicate with your partner isn't just about words, it's about actions. If he shuts down or gaslights, that's data. Don't blame yourself. His infidelity is not proof you weren't enough. It's proof he wasn't ready. Now let me ask you, have you ever been in Angela's shoes? Have you ever loved a man who betrayed you? And if so, how did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments because your voice could be the exact encouragement another woman needs today. And if this video gave you some clarity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who might be silently struggling. Because at the end of the day, building healthy relationships isn't just about love, it's about community, support, and truth.